drinking tonight. Drinking tonight. We're gonna go drinking tonight. Tequila time, feeling fine as long as you buy and line 'em up and double fist. We drinking this, drinking that, drinking till we yak. There's never been a night like this. Oh yeah, Jaeger bomb time, Corona and lime. Party all night till closing time. Go drinking tonight.
Hey guys, this is Steve with Orlando Collector Deviants. We are here tonight with Mr. Movie Man, artist, everything under the sun, Jake Estrada. How are you doing tonight, Jake?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, buddy?
Good. I was going through when I was trying to find some of those pictures for that intro. It's like I got that picture of you as an older gentleman from one of your movie sets. It's
yeah.
Like, Jake actually makes a decent looking older gentleman. I'm sitting there, it's like, damn, I hope I can look that good in like 2 years compared to what he looked like then.
Well, at least his wife knows what to look forward to.
Exactly.
I age like a fine wine, guys.
Okay, so we got you on here because you got like your hand in a lots of different things going on right now. You got an Indiegogo going on for your new movie. You got Space Coast Comic Con coming back up, and then you got a new convention coming up that we'll talk about. What's that one called again?
Krampus Con.
Krampus Con. So let's go ahead and we'll start with what's going live right now. You got the Indiegogo going for the next Boca's movie, the sequel.
Yes, I do. Basically, you know, a little bit about the movie. Boca's, you know, is based off my old comic series of the same name that, you know, I drew about 20 years ago. And I eventually made a movie, the original movie. You can find it on YouTube if you have YouTube out there somewhere. It's on my page on YouTube on Hombre Hecho. And then from there, we decided to, I've been trying to make a sequel for a while. And I have like various different scripts. I'm in development for Boca's Festival. And then I was messing around with more, but I have even 4 or 5 scripts. The thing is that my mind's always going. So I could go to bed, perfect script. And I lay to bed and I wake up and I'm like, whoa, I got another idea. So before long, things started digesting in my mind, you know, digesting like I'm eating all these ideas. And I was just like, you know what? This is going to be a funnier one. We're going to do Boca's version, Night of the Living Dead.
Now, if people want to more information, like I said, you got it on the Indiegogo, correct?
Yes, I do.
And Trish tagged it over there onto the comments.
Sweet.
And what I'm going to do is we'll kind of go over and we'll look at the screen as we're talking.
Okay. Sounds awesome, man. I'm excited.
Okay, so there it is right there where it shows that you are fully funded.
Yeah. All right, we're fully funded.
You're fully funded with only 10 backers.
With 10 backers, yeah. And we have all kinds of little goodies there. You know, people want in right now.
And they still got 7 days left.
Yeah, we still got a good week.
What? Hearing the movie?
No, I'm not hearing.
I am.
Hearing what?
The movie. I'm hearing the...
I'm not.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm not doing anything.
Hold on, that's me.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Okay, so here's one of the perks: a signed 8x10 movie steal.
Yes.
But see, this is a cool one. For $20, you can be a zombie extra.
Yeah.
Now, do they have to come already zombied out, or do you guys zombie them up?
Like I told them, if they want to come up a little bit with the zombie stuff, we're going to have a girl on site anyway, and make them up a little bit better too, because that was one of the reasons why I wanted to go and have a little budget so I could pay a few people, like makeup people and everything like that, for the particular zombie scenes that I wanted in the movie. So yeah, I mean, so if you come with no zombie makeup, it's okay. I'm going to have somebody on site.
Get a special thanks on IMBD
Yes.
TV. So,
This one, I just noticed that I actually have a typo. Oh my God. Look at that. Special thanks on IMDb, but it's actually for a Boca's t-shirt. People are like, this guy's a moron.
hey, you get a special thanks and a T-shirt. There you go.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
And somebody actually took that one. So
Yeah. Yeah. They're going to get a special thanks and a t-shirt because of me.
the Boca's Blu-ray and trade paperback collection. Now, is that all the Boca's books?
Yeah, it comes with this bad boy. Nice thick book here. All classic goodness.
Second. Okay, they can see it over there. Yep. What? Yeah, they can.
Oh, yeah, over there.
Yeah,
Okay.
they see it over there. Wrong person. There we go.
Ooh, the
That's a
glare.
nice set.
That's a nice set right there.
Yeah, the glare, but it comes with everything. So,
See, I don't think I think I have the comics separate. I don't have them as a whole set. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Cool. Okay, so let's go back to what you got going on over here. The Blu-ray trade paperback and comic.
Yeah, that's for the for this one too. I'm actually throwing more in. I'm throwing this one in, kind of like that, with this and that.
Oh,
This
wow.
one, yeah, that
See,
one was.
For $35. That's a hell of a deal.
That is.
And then down here, a signed movie poster. Now, is that signed by the entire cast or just you? Or
That actually, I'll try to get the entire cast to sign it. I'll try to get me, Chuck, depending who. That's the idea. So I want everyone that's involved in the movie to sign it. So it probably won't look that beautiful by then. It probably just had nothing but marker.
well, if Jake does it, he has to do a little remark under his name too.
Of course. You can't just have a signature.
No.
Now, see, this one I like, a signed film script.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, how is that the whole script, or is it just going to be like a page off of the script? Or
No, it would be the whole film script.
Okay, because I know some of them do like just one page of it, and
Yeah, it would be the whole film script.
that is awesome. And then an associate producer.
Yes.
Does that
It's
mean
great.
if I take it, I could go out there and say, "Oh, you're all wrong. Go home. God damn, just go home."
Yeah, you go out there and be like, "What are you doing, man? You're not acting right, Jake. You're not acting, Jake. Like you gotta get it like that."
Don't you know how zombies are supposed to walk? Oh.
Nobody knows.
Well, all those people from Walking Dead who made a living off of it, they know how to walk like a zombie.
True.
There you get to be a voice.
Yeah, we have an emergency broadcast voice. Somebody wants that. That's there because there's a lot of voice actors out there.
There are.
Mention your name in the film. Oh, poor Steve. He got his ass bit by a zombie.
Yeah,
Ain't-
imagine.
He
Oh
ain't
my
faster
God!
than no
Is that
zombie.
Steve Harvey? Oh my God! Is that Steve Harvey? Bah!
Awesome.
Telephone voice operator. So you got a lot of stuff for people to do in here.
Yeah,
Name a character in the film.
yeah.
I could get in trouble with that one.
Yeah, you could.
An extra in a film.
Yep. A
And see,
featured extra. Featured extra.
I would be. I guess I would be the one that would have to. I'd rather be. This is between me and you. I would rather be the featured extra than just naming a character. You know,
Yeah.
an online vlogger. Your song in the movie. See, that's cool because I know there's a lot of you guys have a lot of musicians that follow you guys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the thing
So
about it.
Somebody's
I'm
already got it.
actually surprised that you only got the one out of the four. I would have
I know.
figured that one would have been.
Well, I guess it's because people, it's tough times these days. Most people are like, man, nothing's coming out of Shanghai, so my music ain't being produced.
Your product in the film.
Product placement.
Big poster.
I know, but what? I mean, that's what. I'm looking at this stuff and it's like this would be cool stuff, but like a product for me, it's like what would I put in?
Yeah, we don't really have a product.
Newscaster in the film. Walk on roll. Now, okay, so I'm going to ask you, what's the difference between like a newscaster and a walk on roll?
Well, a newscaster is going to be the guy talking about there's a 50% chance of zombies flying out of the sky, and he's going to go talk about the weather and just or talk about the zombie apocalypse. Come be like, oh my god, guys, the zombies are out there and they're coming after me, and then and then the walk on roll is kind of like your character. You're playing a character in the film that we could write a script for, and you have a few lines, and you'll be able to talk, and you'll be able to get your credit for on IMDb, and it'll be a totally separate character. So it'd be like almost like a featured actor. You have lines and everything to talk in and stuff like that. Because a lot of those roles, like the featured extra, just gets like 2-3 lines. You're an extra. You may go, oh shit, or oh crap, and you get, and that's what you get as an extra. But the walk on role, they get a few more lines, a few things, a few more perks out of it. They get to act a little bit and everything like that.
They get to eat the donuts from the casting table where the extras don't.
Right.
Yes. Exactly.
You
get the pizza.
That's funny.
Gory death scene.
I would be good at that.
And then you get to act with Chuck.
Yeah, right there, I just realized that right there too. Chuck Jake Estrada. Hey, Chuck, if you're listening out there, my name is Chuck Jake Estrada these days.
And then you get to act with Chuck Fresh.
Yep.
And Alex Portillo.
Yes.
Hopefully I said the name right. And then executive producer of Bocas. And then with Cecil.
Yes.
And you never know. He might mix you a drink while you're there.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, he's a hell of a bartender.
So now that this is actually funded, when will all this start going into? I'm gonna stop the shared screen if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And so when will this start filming?
So I've already started filming B-roll for it. Going into getting all the outside scenes that I need, exteriors and stuff like that. And so that's already prepared. And then I'm already penciling certain scenes with Chuck and I driving in Boca's car, going towards the cemetery. So that's scheduled for late June. That part of the scene. So right after Space Coast Comic-Con, I'm gonna start jumping into filming Bocas.
Okay. Got Jennifer Louder saying hi, guys. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi.
Now speaking, because you have, and John Neville says hola.
Hola,
How you
¿cómo
doing,
está?
John? Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. By the way, I didn't say
Come on,
that.
taco, todo mundo. Nosotros somos de México. Wait a minute.
Now, does like the Space Coast area still have the zombie crawl, or did they like do away with all that?
You know, they did have it right around October, if I remember correctly. They had it for a little bit, but it was a little different. The parameters, you know, they were still dealing with COVID. So, but I'm expecting it probably this coming year. You know, if everything goes smoothly, it'll probably be back in full force the way it used to be.
And would you? And this is just me as not a movie type person. Would you like take filming of like the zombie crawl to add to the movie, or you
So
just gonna have your own zombie crawl?
yeah, I'll end up having my own because you know there's one thing I learned. We actually did have zombies in the original Bocas, and I tell you what, that was a learning experience because that was chaotic. That was so chaotic. I was like, you know what? I learned from that chaos. I know how to control it now. We were out in the compound. The compound's this place out in Palm Bay where it's like miles upon miles of roads, undeveloped housings there. There's no houses, just plots where houses were going to be. And that sat there for about 30 years. But all these roads there, you see trees and all this wild shrubs. And I invited all kind of people to come on out, let's film. And it must have been about 50 people that came out, but I promised them. I ended up getting sponsors from Jersey Mike to provide the subs, and we had love bugs. And so we had the donuts out there, and there must have been about 50 people, and they were all over the place, man. We're trying to film, and I mean, I was learning that whole management of extras, and it was a wild time for the very first Bogot's film, and I was like, okay, do I have this next time? I'm going to have this much more controlled. I'm going to be like, all right, you 10 people, stand over there. You over there. You shut up. We're going to do this, you know. And since Bocas, you know, I filmed a few other things like Zoomed, you know, and a few other films where I've actually, you know, it's good to have a lot of people, but at the same time, it's good to section them out and spread them out so they're not all right there or those guys, man. I always remember our very first movie, Bocas. It was chaos. I remember going back trying to edit the footage, and I'm like, "Yo, man, I didn't realize how messed this was." So that was a great experience that taught me a lot. So as Zombie Walk, it'd be a great thing to have maybe a table at a bar there or something like that to promote it and be like, "Hey, guy, you look great as a zombie. Why don't you come out to my movie?" You know, that's pretty much what I would do there. And maybe if they're crawling around, maybe get B footage. Yeah, maybe, but that's about it. You know?
Well, that's what I was figuring. I'm like,
Yeah.
if you got like a whole group of them coming down the street, it's like maybe that would be B-roll. Just take a few,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, maybe. But if they're just like walking around, I even
Walking around with the beer in their hand.
Yeah.
Liquefied brains, okay, guys. Oh. Now you mentioned Zoomed. Now on Zoomed, you were actually up for a couple awards. I never did. You win them? Because I never did see if you won the awards. I know you were up for a couple of them.
I've gotten, you know, the movie's been nominated a few times. It's been, you know, it's been up for awards. We've always gotten close, but never anything yet. But that's still just the fact that it's been nominated. You know, people are recognizing it's pretty cool. We're working on You've Been Zoomed, the sequel to Zoomed. So we're so that's going too. You know, like I said, told you before, I'm constantly jumbling different things around, and I'm always working and talking to different people and slowly putting things together. So You've Been Zoomed will come out eventually one day too, somewhere out of the mind of Jake Estrada.
So when are you going to go to this full time?
I don't know. You know, that's one of the things I often wonder when I'm going to go full time myself. I think about it, and I don't know. You know, I work. You know, those are coming on. I like working as a school teacher. I like, being able to help out future generations, talk to them, give them advice, and because that's a big thing about it. I enjoy that part of it. I enjoy talking to the youth, having an opportunity. I've worked as an art teacher. I've worked as a Spanish teacher. I've also worked as a science teacher. So and I just like being able to interact with the high schoolers, and that's the only reason why I haven't gone full time, because I have my finger in that too, and it drives myself a little crazy sometimes. But then I can start deciding, I need to go do this, and then the wife's like, "You sure?" Because I see you getting kind of bored, because I did for a long time just comics. I wasn't even a teacher at one point, just did comics, and I did the advertising thing, and I did that for like 5 years straight, sell advertising, and I would go business to business, door to door, and market all day long, and that was my job until I got the teaching that bug. They gave me a thing, and the next I saw I was able to help out future generation artists, because some kids will come to me even now. They know that I'm involved in films, and they know I love art, and I do Comic Cons, and they ask me, they're like, "Hey, Mr. Jake Estrada, can you tell us what's the best kind of art school or the best kind of thing?" And I'm like, it's really not so much about the art school. It's mostly about the marketing, And I started talking about that, and the current art teacher hates that. She's like, "No, you cannot do that."
But that's where the next step of art is going to marketing and getting your stuff out there.
That's the secret sauce, kids. That's what I always tell them. That I was like, no, if you're an artist and you're going to keep drawing yourself. No teacher's going to tell you that's good or bad. You're going to tell yourself that's good or bad, and you're going to keep practicing until you get better and better and better, until you're in a place where you're comfortable to show your art. And then once you're comfortable to show your art, what do? You have to market yourself. And how do you market yourself? They ask me. I'm like, you go to social media. Now that's cliche, but then you start, like me, I always thought a little outside the box with that. And I started joining the chamber, right? I was like, well, let me join the Melbourne Chamber. I live out here in Brevard County. So I was like, let me join the Melbourne Chamber. And I was the only artist, the only actor. And people are like, what do? You play basketball? Because I'm 6'9", everybody out there. So everyone's thinking I'm like some kind of road construction guy, some guy that rough and tumble. And I'm like, no, I'm an artist. I'm doing it. And they're like, what? And they're like, you're the only artist here. I'm like, I know. And that makes it beautiful because I'm 6'9". You remember me. So then people will see me down the street. They're like, hey, you're that Bocas guy, that comic book guy. I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's marketing.
Yeah. Hey, you got the one thing most people don't, and like you said, you got the height, because everybody, when you're in a room, everybody, hey, there's Jake.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times you've walked into a crowded room that we've all been in, and it's like, oh, Jake just showed up. Now, if Beth just showed up, we'd never see her. But
she should be missing in action.
Kelsey loves standing next to Jake.
Oh yeah, because you're like we've told you before, you're one of the few people that make her feel small, and she loves it. Because you see how tall she is. She's like 6'2" or whatever, and
she's a tall girl.
And with you, she loves standing next to you just to get that every once in a while feeling of being short.
It's not everything it's cracked up to be.
Now, we were talking about marketing yourself as an artist and everything. Mike Thompson says he agrees, because that's the next level of artist.
Man.
Because he's from Thompson's Art Creations. He's a really good artist. We love him and his wife. I was gonna go. Okay. Because since we're already almost to the halfway mark, let's talk about Space Coast Comic Con. It is making its grand return.
Yes, it's coming back. It's coming back in a scaled down version for this year. We're just doing the one day because when we reached out to the hotels around here, they were booked or they had other problems still going on. And I was like, hey, listen, what day's available? I'll take a day. just so we can get this thing rolling again. And they were like, well, we have a Sunday, and it's in a different hotel this year. This year it's at the Vieira Conference Center in it's Holiday Inn still, but it's the Vieira Conference Center in Vieira. And it's just like an extra 2 down from the old location. And we're having it there. It's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. And we're holding the show there on a Sunday. So those people that love Sunday shows, you have a chance. Check it out. Space Coast Comic Con's coming back. That's our prize possession there. That's Brevard County's longest running space convention, comic book convention.
It is.
Yep.
And it's lasted through hurricanes.
Oh, don't get me started about that.
Now, see, that's another one, because it's another one Kelsey used to love, because not only did you guys always throw it on David's birthday, but that was always Kelsey's birthday weekend too, when it was in September.
I know.
So
we ended up moving it because of the hurricane year after year.
And I think wasn't there a tornado warning one year because you guys moved it to like February, and then there was like a tornado warning?
Yeah, there was that too. It's all those Rockies, I tell you. I know. I got to wear the tinfoil hat next time.
Yeah, it's all them chemtrails, and yeah. Now it's gonna be what? It's July.
June 12th.
No, June 12th, right? Yeah.
June 12th, yeah.
So the weekend of June 12th, and it's in a new location. Now, is it going to be around the same size? Going to be the same amount of vendors, or?
Yeah, the room size is pretty similar to the Space Coast Convention Center. There's going to be slight differences because the Space Coast Convention Center actually was his own building, and inside the hotel we had rooms. So we're gonna bring I decided to bring the guest speakers and put them on the floor so they're in people's faces, talking to them. So we're going to talk about NFTs. We're going to talk about comics on the floor. We're going to have a mic. So it's going to be a different feel. I don't know. I'm trying something different. I'm a little psychotic. David's a little nervous, but he's like, I'm like David, just go with me.
See, I'm all for the whole move, but you have to bring the cocaine fries over.
Cocaine fries.
Dude, those fries at the convention center were addictive. I mean, people were going through those fries left and right. You go up there, I want some fries. We're sold out right now. You got to give us like a half hour. So you gotta find some way to get those fries over there. But what I was going to say also is I understand the whole just find me a day, because that's what we had to do with Olo this year. Was since we had to move because the people started charging us double for the same thing. It's like then it's check all these hotels, and well, at this time it's we're booked, and here and we did the same thing. Just give me a date. Tell me a day so I can get my foot in the door, and then we can work from there. And they gave me Super Bowl Sunday, and we still made it work. Not as great as I wanted it to be, but I mean, all the vendors had a blast and had fun, and most everybody made money. So
that's what matters.
Exactly.
Making people happy. As long as people are happy, the guests are happy, vendors are happy. You have a happy life. It's like having a happy wife. You don't have a happy wife, you don't have a happy marriage.
Nope.
I can't say that. We've been together for 25 years now, so there's some non-happy wife days in there. But after 25 years, it's like, oh yeah, whatever.
Yep.
Get over it. Okay, so with Space Coast Comic Con now in December, it is December, right?
Yeah, December 2nd through 4th, I think. Not too sure.
I think Trish will tag it too.
CrampusCon.
Now, Krampus or Krampus? Because I always called it Krampus.
Krampus. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I'm probably using my Philly twang, changing it all up. Like I always tell people, I'm prone to changing the pronunciation of it.
So am I. So that's why I was wondering, have I been pronouncing it wrong all this time? So
yeah, you probably been saying it correctly, and I'm the one saying it wrong. I'm been tired of Krampus Con, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's great." No one's gonna argue with you. You're too big.
so now is this gonna be a horror slash Christmas show or
Yeah,
so
so the idea here for Krampus or Krampus Con is to have the best Krampus or Krampus dress up, cosplay. We want that. We want to get your best Santa cosplay gone, and then a regular cosplay event. And we're also having a film festival occurring at the convention too, which is in conjunction with Indie Originals. They're playing thing, and we're going to have a room inside the International Palms Resort where people can watch original indie films playing throughout the day there. And then we're going to have guest rooms where you can have cosplay talking and your actors talking, and we have a lot of stuff going on. It's going to be a comic convention with a little horror theme, with a Christmas theme. I figure it'd be perfect time. We'll have some Christmas melodies. I'm trying to get this group that comes out to play some horror Christmas music.
Okay, I gotta hear that, because you don't hear that very often.
No.
Now I'm going to go back to Space Coast Comic Con, and because I forgot to ask something. So since it's coming back, are these coming back?
That is something that we're still working on. Spacey's is not gone. It's not gone. I actually believe, and don't take my word 100% for it, but I'm trying to see if we can open up registration for the Spacey Awards. So we'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Make sure that Jake has enough time. I can multiply myself like Michael Keaton and multiply.
I don't think you're going to have enough time, but there's hoping. Because this gets displayed in my liquor cabinet.
I mean,
so
you're a Spacey. You're a Spacey Award winner, man. You're the man.
No, we the team.
You the team.
Yeah, don't forget about me.
You're the man.
Yeah,
Trish, you're the man too. We can remember.
Thank you. I'll take it.
No, like I said, it's prominently displayed right there in front of the liquor in the liquor cabinet. So everybody comes in, looks at the liquor cabinet, sees it.
What's this? The Spacey Awards.
I said it's something holding back my rum. Okay. Now I have another question. I'm going to go way off topic because I know you're a Punisher fan like me.
Oh yeah, I love the Punisher. That was my entry comic.
And I actually have one of your drawings of the Punisher from way back when. But what do you think of him joining the Hand and them changing his whole logo and everything?
Ridiculous. Just ridiculous, okay. Man. I actually picked up that comic. I was like, I got to pick it up. I got to see what all the craze is about. Went through it, and then at the very end, it revealed. I'm going to give spoilers away, so anybody that don't want spoilers, tune me out right now. It revealed that Maria, his wife, was waiting for him in bed, and I was like, there was a storyline like that about maybe a decade back where the Hood told the Punisher, "I'll bring your family back," and it brought back, Maria and the kids, and then the Punisher thought about it for a second, and he just pulled out his flamethrower and burned him. He was like, "I'm sorry." So I'm like, that doesn't jive well. I mean, it just seems like, like most people, they're trying to save themselves from the backlash, because the whole Skull's become politicized and it's a shame.
one person was wearing it when they stormed the Capitol, so now Punisher is bad.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. It's a shame. They ruined a perfectly beautiful character, that represented what we all wish we could do to bad people sometimes, kill them.
I can't disagree.
Yeah.
But I sit here and think, okay, I bet you if we watched that footage of people who stormed the Capitol, I bet you we're going to see a Spider-Man shirt or a Superman shirt. So do we need to go in and change all those logos now and change their characters? Well, Superman gets changed all the time anyways, but
yeah, it was that, and then people were mad because the cops were using the logo, and they were mad about all these different things, and I'm like, come on, guys, what else are we going to be mad about next? We're going to be mad about water. Oh, that water is clear. I want it to have a tinge of brown in it.
I want it red.
Yeah, I want it red.
No, like I said, I wanted to get your take on the Punisher because everybody knows I love Punisher. I'm very big into Punisher, and I can't stand how they took it, how they have bowed down to public opinion. You know what I mean?
Stupid.
I mean, he's not supposed to be a good guy. He's that guy that walks that line. He does what nobody else wants to do.
He's not a good guy.
Or they want to do, but won't bring themselves to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's it's a shame. It's a shame, Steve. It's a shame what they've done to the character. It's a shame that he's part of the hand now. It's a shame. I'm like, come on, man. The Punisher we know and love would try to murder them, and he'll probably die in the process, or whatever. But he would just keep on going until either they're dead or he's dead, and now he serves the beast.
I'm saying this is their way of being able to, how they stop runs for a while of certain characters?
Yeah.
I think this is their way of, okay, we're going to change all this. People are going to quit buying it so we can put them to rest for a while.
Yeah.
Because at least that's what I'm thinking. It's like they've had him going for what? Decades.
Yeah, I mean, since Circle of Blood in 1984, when he finally got his own title, had the miniseries, the Mike Zeke, beautiful art, and it went from there, and then it became the regular series that they ended up having Mike Barron writing, and then it had Punisher War Journal, Punisher War Zone, and then Garth Ennis, all those great runs that the characters had over the decades, and then suddenly, when the whole politicized thing after the whole Capitol storming on January 6th of 2021 or 2020, it's a mess. It's a mess that they could take something that's meant for entertainment, something for escapism, and they pollute it with their disturbed mindset, and it makes a company scared to where they are bastardizing their own character, castrating him more or less, so to where they ruin it so bad that once they're done with the storyline, wherever they're going with it, there'll probably be no more Punisher. Like you said, they'll just retire him, and it'd be like 20 years later, and somebody like, oh, the Punisher, I've never heard of that character. Oh yeah.
Exactly. Bring him back is like, well, what was it? Even on when Netflix brought it back, not Netflix, Disney Plus brought back the series. What, they cut out stuff in it because it was too bad, and it's like, but you're cutting out the whole essence of the show. I mean, that's the whole point of the show.
Yeah, it's a pretty dark character.
It is.
And I love it. I've always rooted for the vigilante. I mean, some of my favorite movies were like Death Wish, the original Death Wish. Charles.
Oh, you don't like the Bruce Willis one?
The Bruce Willis one, man. That's so jokey.
And Bruce Willis is one of my favorite actors. But
I love him.
It just here. Well, at least now, since it came out with what he's been going through, it explains a lot the last couple years.
Yeah, his the input of movies that he was releasing opposed to the quality he used to release and how it went down. And then you start reading about, he heard the yes men that he had basically were like pushing him to do this kind of stuff. It's kind of, it's kind of sad when you hear about it.
Well, I also heard that he was trying to get like so many in because he knew he was retiring and he wasn't going to get money anymore.
Yeah, so, he has all the newborn babies. He had like two or three new kids that came out in the last few years. So he had to take care of his family. I understand.
Yeah. So it's sad, but we'll go back. You were talking about vigilantes.
Like I said, I always rooted for the vigilante. Dirty Harry, Charles Bronson, the Punisher.
I think we all do. Even the people who say they don't, they do, because at some point we wish that we could actually step into that role at times. We know we can't, but we lose ourselves in that character saying, God, even for 5 minutes, if I could be that person, what would I do?
Yeah.
I would be Wonder Woman for 5 minutes.
She's not a vigilante.
I don't care.
And
I would do it.
Ever since that disastrous second movie, we don't talk about Wonder Woman.
Hey. Wonder Woman flying on lightning bolts was the best thing, man. Don't knock it.
See, there you go.
I'm gonna tell you, I waited that whole entire movie and only fell asleep once during it for her to kill Maxwell Lord.
And that didn't happen.
She talked him down. It's like, that's not how it goes. She kills him. That's how she stops him.
I was there for you too, man. I was right there. I was just waiting for her to snap that neck. But the problem is, man, when I saw the movie going on and she had the lasso, and she had no sword, I'm like, okay, there's a problem here. Where's her sword? She had a sword last movie.
And
then she got kind of rapey with the guy.
Yes. It was not Steve.
Yeah.
And you gotta feel for the guy because he's like, does he still have a job? I mean, she kind of took him away for a long time.
Yes.
And what if he was married?
That makes it even worse.
It's like, I'm sorry, hon. I cheated on you with Wonder Woman.
Right.
I didn't, but I swear I didn't know, and I tried not to enjoy it. No, but that's like Wonder Woman 84. That was just another version of rushing something to get it to the theater to get money.
Yeah.
She's such a good actress. It could have been so much better.
That felt like there was a lot of studio interference with that movie.
Yes.
Well, what's her name? Patty, the director of it. I can't remember. Patty something.
Jenkins or whatever her name is.
Yeah,
Patty Jenkins.
She even said that she got so much studio interference on this one, where with the first one, it was her movie, and it was a great movie.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says.
That was awesome.
Between that, and I'm also an Aquaman fan. I love that first Aquaman movie. So I'm saying those two movies are some of DC's best movies put out lately.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, before that movie, 1984 came out, Wonder Woman 84. Me and the kids, we sat down and we watched the first Wonder Woman film. And we're like, okay, we're charged up. And then when we sat down and watched Wonder Woman 1984, we're like, where's the sword? Where's the sword? How come this doesn't feel as dark or as edgy as that first film?
She was too emotional.
Yeah, too emotional. It seemed kind of cartoonish at times. Like it didn't know what it wanted to be.
Exactly. I agree with that.
Well, I hope when they do the third one, it goes back into Patty's hands if she does it.
Yeah.
And the studio steps out. Now that Warner Brothers is owned by Discovery, maybe they'll they'll say, "Here, just do your stuff," and
I mean,
Warner Brothers screwed up a lot of stuff.
yeah, I mean, as we see that they're capable of having some decent things. Like the second attempt for the Suicide Squad was a lot better,
I
and then
love it. I'm
yeah,
sorry. I keep telling my son, "You got to watch it." I said, "You cannot watch Peacemaker unless you watch that."
yeah, Peacemaker was a great spinoff of the movie. You know,
Trish hates the
I
intro to
hate
Peacemaker.
that
I sit there and
song.
play it all the time. I just
the
love
the
that intro.
dance.
Yeah,
I literally hate that song.
I'm going to tell you, between Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, I actually started respecting John Cena as an actor.
Yeah, he
Because
actually.
before then, I couldn't take him serious as an actor. I
Yeah,
tried watching him and stuff, and it's like, you're just like reading a script, you know. But with Peacemaker, I think, and with James Gunn as his director, I think finally found a winning combination, and John Cena became an actor too in my eyes, you know.
yeah. He actually has stepped up his game in acting, and maybe James Gunn realized this guy comes from a world of wrestling, so maybe you need to let him be the character, instead of like, here's the script, read this. But like, no, here's the script, but try it once, it don't work right, do you now, and that's why I think what's going on there, beat you a little bit.
Well, I think with James Gunn, at least he had um, Barista in Guardians of the Galaxy, you know,
Yeah,
Dave Barista. So he already had worked with a wrestler, knew how to handle a wrestler, and let Dave come out like the same thing, come out and just be himself instead
yeah,
of being who we wanted him to be.
yeah.
But I think James Gunn, I mean, right now anything he's touching is great in my eyes.
Oh yeah. I'm waiting for his holiday special. the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Now, I know we're getting close to our hour. I was going to ask you, do you, with as busy as you are and everything, is there any like comics that you still follow?
I don't follow comics like I used to when I was younger. I do go to the comic shop. I do visit, and I go on a rack and see what's out there. And time to time, I pick up certain books just to see, what's hot, what's not. And most of the output from Marvel and DC bores me. It just really does. A lot of times, I catch myself supporting my fellow indie artists, and I just buy their stuff. And a lot of times, the indie stuff just feels better to me because I guess for me as an indie creator myself, I think that their stories, if they tell a five issue storyline and the main hero dies, you're probably never going to see that character again, right? So there feels like there's more investment and something that somebody cares about, somebody that wants you to find and pick up and read and pick up. So I do find myself just not very interested in modern comics. It's weird. It's weird to say that, but it's true.
But it's not, because if you've noticed, more comic book shops are starting to carry a lot more indie comics.
Yeah.
Because a lot more people are gravitating that way. Yeah,
Yeah.
you still got the young kids who are influenced by the movies and stuff.
But yeah,
But
those characters are forever. Spider-Man and they belong to the world. They're iconic. I still love them. I love the characters themselves. Just the modern stories, I feel like they've been redone so many times. What's exciting for me as a former collector of those comics is the modern movies. The interpretations of those stories come to life on the big screen, and it's just and it's fun. It's still fun. I do still enjoy going to the comic shop though and go, wow, look at that cover. Oh.
oh yeah, well, it was like, because you never know exactly all this different stuff that's coming out. So when you go to a comic book shop, you can actually see, oh, I never even heard this one was coming out.
Yeah.
Because I was at Infinite a couple weeks back, and there was Power Rangers versus Godzilla.
I like that one.
I'm Godzilla freak, so it's like I gotta check this out. I never knew that was coming out, So
Who won
Rick,
in that battle? Hopefully Godzilla did.
well, it's an ongoing series, so but it's just one of those that it's like, okay, well, I'm not really a Power Rangers comic fan, but I am a Godzilla comic fan. So
That's how
let's
they
see
get.
how this goes,
Yeah.
So, but that's this weekend. I'm going to already announce it because we're getting close, anyways. This weekend's Free Comic Book Day. Saturday, Free Comic Book Day, national holiday. You know that.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. This is the first time in a couple of years that we actually get to go out and do Free Comic Book Day.
I know.
So
after 2-3 years of being shut in the house, finally we get to celebrate our holiday correctly.
Exactly. Not in August or November, on the actual Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're coming up to the hour mark. Any last words you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, I just want to tell you guys, if you get a chance, just check out my Indiegogo page for Bocas. If you're not into that, check out Space Coast Comic Con on Facebook, and check out Krampus Con on Facebook, or even look for me, Jake Estrada. You'll see me. You'll see my big ugly mug right there, and if you have any questions, I'm here. I'm available. I'll talk.
Now, okay, real quick, because we never did, explain to everybody what the movie's about. Because we never really did go into that. And
all right,
I apologize.
So Bocas versus Night of the Living Dead is pretty much a no-brainer. It's Bocas. I'm bringing Bocas into the Night of the Living Dead world. Basically, he in the comics, Bocas runs into multi-genres. So sometimes it's part vigilante, sometimes it's part supernatural, because Bocas himself is a fallen angel, and he is one of his curse or his penance is that he wanders the world to the end of times, righting wrongs. So here, the premise for the sequel for Bocas is that he's having going down memory lane at a cemetery, and a zombie apocalypse breaks out. But there's a twist to my apocalypse. But that's in the movie script. But anyway, he's going up against zombies, and all this stuff is happening in the movie. It's kind of a comedy, kind of not a comedy. Have you ever seen the first one? Me and Chuck, we play off each other. It's kind of a comedy, I always say.
Okay, that way, like I said, because I forgot to ask that at the beginning exactly, because I know what it is, so I wasn't.
Yeah, I know.
I forget that we're not talking just me and you. We're talking to everybody.
Yeah, so, everybody out there in the world.
Yeah, exactly. So now, is there anywhere where people can meet up with you coming up? Is there are you going to be on location anywhere where they can come up and say, "Hey, Jake, I see you"?
I'm probably going to be popping up at on Free Comic Day. You might bump into me at a comic shop somewhere. I make my little stops here in Brevard County. Say hi, what's up?
Now, which ones?
Famous Faces and Funnies, 9.9 Comics, Infinite Mushroom, just to name a few. I'll probably pop up there. You'll probably see me at any of those locations. They're good friends of mine, from Matt to Rick Shea to Rick Schreiber, all great people, all upstanding citizens. They're around. Make sure you check them out. And if you don't see me then, a month from now, Space Coast Comic Con, you're driving through the Space Coast. Why don't you stop by? You can meet me there. I'm going to be there. I'll probably be all dressed up with makeup on my face pushed back, looking like this, with tape on my eyes.
Just so you can stay awake.
Yeah.
See Red Bull being through an IV into you.
Yeah.
Now, for everybody, all the comic book shops that Jake just mentioned, Trisha is tagging them off to the side, so you guys can go there and look. But if you don't know these places, I mean, you don't follow us then, because we're always out at these places. I was actually expecting to see you a couple weeks ago at the Infinite Mushroom. I thought maybe you'd make a stop in.
Yeah, I usually do a lot of times. It's just that day when that happened, and then Rick hit me up. He said, "Hey, I thought you were going to stop by." But I actually was going to stop by. I had a kid problem. Kid needed something, and before you know it, the day had gotten away. And that's one of the things. Family. You never know when they're going to rear their head. I'm like, why do I have a family? I should be a
Right?
bachelor.
Somebody said have kids,
Yes.
and now
Why?
I'm wondering why.
Why?
Now, I'm going to be honest. When I was going through those pictures, trying to find stuff for the intro, and I'm looking like, God, Jake's kids were so small back then. And now when I see them, like, they're all like this tall and stuff. It's like they've all grown up.
They
I
have.
mean,
Before your eyes, man. Before your eyes. Before my
And
own
you-
eyes. I'm like, I remember
you
when you're
don't-
born.
Well, it's so funny because there's a bunch of us that all of our kids all grew up like together, but not together. You know what I mean? They all grew up the same time.
they all grew up in the con scene, and you
Yeah.
just don't realize it. I realize it more when I go back through the pictures and say, geez, I mean, she was only like 2 years old, and now she's like in middle school, and
Yeah. I know. It's crazy,
Yeah.
ain't it?
yeah, I'm like, gosh, where does the time go? Then I sit there and say, damn, I'm old.
Yeah,
I know. I'll always catch myself in the mirror. I'm like, hey, man, that's a great hair. Wait a minute. Is that a wrinkle? No. Massage time. Massage time.
Oh, I've given way to the gray. I don't care. It's like
Pluck.
it's there.
Pluck.
It's like,
I'd be bald if I plucked all the gray hair.
well, you do shave most of it off anyway, so.
I do.
Okay, now I'm gonna do my spiel real quick. Like we just talked about, Saturday is Free Comic Book Day. Go to your local comic book store, check them out. Not only will they have the selection of free comics, they're also going to have specials going on because it is a big holiday. Famous Faces and Funnies over there in Melbourne, they don't just do it one day; they do it every weekend for a month. So they do Free Comic Book May. So, just go check them out. Support your local comic book store. I mean, it's just a great day to go out. Pay attention to our page because I don't know if I'm young enough to hit every single store like we used to in one day, but we will try to get as many stores in as we can to show you what's going on at all the different stores. But if you have your favorite LBC, go there, or LCB comic book store. No,
Local comic book store.
LC
LCBS.
yeah, whatever. The local comic book store, go support them. It's a great day. Just go have fun with them. A lot of them have artists set up. Go meet some cool artists and get some artwork done. I mean, I know you used to set up all the time on Free Comic Book Day.
I did.
And I got some cool artwork. I know I have one piece from you that I gotta find because it did get, when we moved, it got packed away. But the They Live piece that I got from you, I love that piece. I gotta get it up on the wall. I just gotta find where it ended up. But okay, so you got Free Comic Book Day. Not really anything else going on because nobody should ever go up against Free Comic Book Day. That's sacrilege.
Yes.
Next week we're trying again to get Carlos Navarro on. He had to reschedule, and while we were at Infinite Mushroom, we got him down to where he's on for next week. It's easier to corral somebody when you're in person. You can't run from us now. But he's great. We had him out at Olo. Rick had him out there at the store. He's a great guy, great talk. He's just got energy to boot. So next Thursday he'll be on here. Other than that, that's it for this week, right?
Yep.
MegaCon's coming up in a couple weeks. I know the convention, most conventions don't try to go up against MegaCon 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after because vendors don't really do them. So other than that, guys, I don't have anything else. Anything else you can think of, Jake?
Nah, I'm ready for sleep.
Okay.
You know.
Well, don't hang up. We'll talk real quick after the outro and say our goodbyes formally. Okay. So until next week, guys. Catch you later.
Peace.
Drinking tonight. We're gonna go drinking tonight. I won't remember any of this in the morning. I won't remember any of this at all. Oh God, my head hurts. Misplaced my